All right, let's go. This is actually going to be the first time I've actually used Instagram Live, which is pretty cool. So I appreciate everyone who's going to come on. I'm going to do a pre-recorded version of this as well. I was talking to our team last Friday in team meeting and mentioned the idea of doing this every Monday at 7 p.m. So I might keep it consistent. I think it'd be a good way to connect with our community. Share some client wins and also educate and support not just our clients, but our community of Mind Performance Health, everyone who jumps on in with their health and fitness goals as well. So I appreciate you all coming on. I've got some cool topics which we're going to cover today. Number one is going to be immune, right? We're going to run through kind of my supplementation that I use personally and have with, or recommend with clients that we have with our team. We're going to run through an article. Bailey, one of our coaches at Mind Performance Health, he sent me a article by Channel 9 that mentioned that cutting calories causes depression. So I'm going to run through my thoughts and what I've seen. We do over, I think it's like 600 programs. We've got 6-7 coaches with our team, and we do about 600 PT programs a year. And most of our clientele come in for fat loss and muscle gain, right? So we've got some experience over the last 10 years with cutting calories, and I have some insight, I think, on, how to do it in a controlled way to limit depression or any adverse effects that come from cutting calories. So we'll run through my thoughts with that and the article. I think it's interesting. And then we're going to run through, like I said, just supplements I recommend for your immune system, quick takeaways that you can action right now, especially as we go through winter, and also going to get a bit of understanding of why your immune system is compromised sometimes during these colder months. So before I get started though, I want to always kick off these lives with just some wins. I've got some studies and things like that I'll run through, but I'm going to kick off some client wins for the week, and a big shout out to our community. Every Friday we have our team meeting at Mind Performance Health in the studio, and we have our coaching team there. And the first thing I actually is wins for themselves, wins for our team, what they've done well with their studies, what they've done well with clients. We then have just started a review of the week with our Google reviews. We share one of those, and then we also get wins of clients, where each team member in the meeting shares a win for one of their clients. So for this week, I have 5 wins I'm going to share. Big shout out to Claudia. Claudia is a busy mother. She has lost 2% body fat loss in 2 weeks. Now, Claudia's been with us for a few programs, but she's lost 2% of body fat loss in 2 weeks, and she's down to 21% body fat. Now, just for your understanding, with ladies, we aim for a healthy range of 23 to 25%. 16 to 22% is what we call a fit percent body fat, okay? So Claudia is in the fit percent range. So well done, Claudia. Her whole family, Marissa sees us, Alex has seen us as well. So big shout out to yourself and your family, keeping fit and healthy. Callum's a men's physique competitor. He has lost 2% body fat in the last 3 weeks. He's in prep for his men's physique competition at the end of the year. So big shout out to you, Callum. Pretty excited for your transformation and your debut. Kartik, shout out to yourself, mate, has lost 4 kilograms in 5 weeks. Okay, 4 kilograms weight loss in 5 weeks. It wasn't just about the body transformation for Kartik. It's been about the mental side as well. So, mate, I know the ins and outs of your story, so I'm very proud of what you have done in the last 5 weeks and what you continue to do with our team. So keep it up, mate. Dean, one of our online clients, has lost 9 kilos in 6 weeks. Right, so at Mind Performance Health, we aim for about 0.5 to 1% loss on average of scale weight per week, 0.5 to 1% loss of body fat per week, and about 0.5 centimeter loss around the navel, the waist measurements, right? Now, we have clients that go beyond that average, right? So Dean has lost 9 kilograms in 6 weeks, which is fantastic, still at a healthy rate of loss for him. And he sent a message to his coach, Josh, and he goes, hey, I can see my abs for the first time in many years, which is pretty awesome, okay? So well done, mate. Keep it up. Thanura has lost 12.5 centimeters loss on his waist in 13 weeks. And he's going into his next program now, his next 13-week block. So I'm very excited to see your transformation, expecting a big fat loss transformation from youth and neuro, so keep it up. And Joao has lost 3.5 kilos in 1.5 weeks. Joao is going to do a physique bodybuilding competition in Season B ICN Natural, and he has lost 3.5 kilos in just a week and a half. He's already quite lean. He's already got his abs out, so I'm very keen to see, how he transforms over the next couple of weeks. He's going to be enjoying a fair bit of food as we come into his competition, I would say. So that's just 6 wins from our community. I'm going to give shout outs every week on this live to our community doing well with their health and fitness goals. And guys, if you have any questions, I can see a lot of you joining in. If you have any questions around health and fitness, please do write down below. Not just for our clients, anyone in our community here. I'm going to come in here to help with any questions that you may have, okay? Might even do workshops around it. Today, though, like I discussed, we're going to get into a couple of topics. We're going to get into an article Channel 9 released this week. I even checked out the studies of it, which was, does cutting calories increase depression? Or a study found that it increases depression or the chance of depression. Now, I have my thoughts around that because obviously I've seen and helped a lot of clients over the last 10 years and myself personally get to very, very low body fat percentages. So we've helped a lot of bodybuilders, physique competitors. We've had actors, actresses that need to get to very low body fat levels. We've done a lot of photo shoots with clients. Now, there are times at very, very low body fat levels you do not feel the best. Your body doesn't want to go there. That's why at Mind Performance Health we discuss ranges, healthy ranges, fit ranges, and then you've got these acute times at very low percent body fat where it's not fun to be, right? You start to shut down a little bit, you start to get slower, your body starts to fight back essentially. You get brain fog. I've forgotten where I've parked my car, and I can see some of you jumping on here that I personally coached with competitions or photo shoots. And I know you can relate because I've had to support you during those times too at the peak of your photo shoot or competition. So going to very, very low body fat levels isn't fun. Your mood can change and all that. However, for the vast majority, and I saw an article last month, a six-pack's rarer than a Rolex, So for many people, cutting calories to start with might be more beneficial, obviously, for your health, for your confidence. And then you want to get to those healthy body fat ranges and maintain around there for most, right? So the article, I printed it off here, actually. I took snapshots with it. But it stated that going too far with the diet might have serious impacts on your mental health. And it was a study published this month where BMJ Nutrition Prevention and Health looked at data from more than 28,000 adults from National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. So they looked at 28,000 adults and they did a survey and they looked at their diet quality and depressive symptoms. And what they were basically stating is that people who followed a calorie restrictive diet, particularly men and people with a body mass index considered overweight, were more likely to have higher symptoms of depression according to the data, right? So they were higher likely to have more symptoms of depression according to the data. So look, my thoughts, cutting calories, like they went to this study, but then a funny part with this study too is they actually said that they couldn't guarantee that most of these people they looked at were actually in a deficit. They actually mentioned some of them might actually be in a surplus, which is just funny to note. There are points, now you've got different types of diets. There's some of those that like fasting. I personally do fasting every now and then where literally I won't eat food. I'll just have water and sodium or electrolytes for 24 hours, 48 hours. I like intermittent fasting personally. It's not for everyone. If there was one fit-all diet for everyone, we'd be using it at Mind Performance Health and with our team. There's a particular reason why we tailor our nutrition methods for our clients. But let me tell you now, I've seen a lot more unhappy people at higher levels of body fat personally. Like I said, we do over 600 programs a year at MPH for PT than I've seen. So I've seen a lot more people unhappier at higher body fat ranges. And I've seen them get a lot happier when they've cut their calories in a healthy way to get to healthy body fat percentages. All right. At the end of the day, when you have excess higher body fat, for many, whenever we've done consultations, They don't like what they see in the mirror. There's a lack of confidence. They feel sluggish. They feel like they're not leading by example for their family. There's a lot of issues that come with higher percent body fat. Blood sugar, blood pressure, cholesterol. I've seen clients have heart issues, right? I did a event a couple of weeks ago in Queensland where I spoke in front of 130 people. I was invited as a guest speaker. And when I dived into the studies, 8 out of 10 Australians are now obese or overweight, which is an alarming number. It's the number one risk factor of early death. It overtook tobacco, which is pretty scary. So, yeah, my thoughts is that you need to cut calories in a smart way. You need to cut calories and have a quality nutrition plan that matches your preferences, matches your lifestyle. However, to go as strong and say that just cutting calories causes depression, I think, not the best way to go around it. And obviously, I think from a news channel like Channel 9, they do it because of clickbait. It gets clicks, it gets interest. However, yeah, like I said, I haven't seen too much good come from being at higher percentage of body fat. And I've done, I think over the last year, I think it's 700 or 800 consultations now, one-on-one. So I sit down, all different types of clients, busy professionals, business owners, students, physique competitors, athletes, many, many different types of clientele. And yeah, let me tell you, from the conversations that I'm having more, clients are starting to become more aware with their body fat levels, which is great. But unfortunately, I think the environments we have aren't the best, whether it's at home, whether it's at school, whether it's at work. The environments, I think, is the thing where the government has to pay more attention to help and support Australians' health and fitness goals. So interesting article. However, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm very hard on with our crew and our team and our clients. Want to promote getting to healthy body fat ranges and staying fit and healthy for the long term, for yourself, for your family, and for the health of all. So that was an interesting one. Now, the other part I want to cover today is going to be, and let me know your thoughts too, like everyone coming in here, like, do you feel that, I'm curious, do you feel like when you start to cut calories, say you've got a bit of body fat, you're going to start calories, are you going to start cutting calories to lose fat? Do you start to feel depression? Right? Do you start to not have the best mood, or we usually find it improves? So I'm curious to hear your thoughts as well. But Channel 9, at it again, they like to get the clickbait. But tonight I want to cover also supplements that help immunity. When it gets colder, our immune system does get a bit more compromised. Even like our nose contains cells that improve our immunity. But with the colder weather, those cells are compromised. And there's even I've seen some study notes that state that every 5-degree drop in temperature reduces their effectiveness by 42% to fight off viruses. So my point is, the drop in weather, the drop in temperature coming into winter, your immune system does get compromised, but there are a few things that you can do to help improve your immune system, and a few things to help fight off viruses. Like right now, we've just noticed, usually coming into winter around June, a lot of people get sick, whether it's with the flu or anything like that. So I'm going to give you a few tips that I personally like to use during this time and what I'd recommend to do. And we can also, if you want a prescription for these supplements, they're all natural supplements, you can reach out, or we have them in the studio that you can grab. So I'm going to run through first supplements for sure, top 3 that are easy to access and you can get right now, foods that you can eat as well. But I'm also going to run through the fact of getting to healthy body fat ranges during this time. Now, in winter, it's colder. Usually for most, you don't move as much, right? You stay at home, you don't move as much, you don't go out, it's cold, I get it. However, higher levels of body fat also impact your immune system, okay? So being at higher levels of body fat also impact your immune system. So for example, our body fat releases a hormone called leptin, and you may have heard of leptin. It helps regulate hunger, but you may have also heard of leptin resistance. So when we have higher levels of body fat, you release a lot of leptin, and then you become resistant. No different than insulin, for example. Like if you have too much sugar and you spike your blood sugar too often, you become insulin resistant. Same with higher body fat. Now, leptin also regulates your immune system. So the higher body fat you have, the more leptin you release. Okay, leptin's like a coach for your immune system. It's going to tell your immune system to fight off the germs, all right, to fight off the viruses. It's going to promote getting rid of the bad stuff in your body. However, if you have higher body fat, you have possibly higher leptin resistance, it's not going to be the best coach. It's not going to be effective. All right, so getting to healthy body fat ranges is a big tip that I can recommend to help keep you fit and healthy during winter and prevent any kind of viruses or flu as best you can from a body fat perspective. So just staying fit, staying healthy, making sure you are moving is going to be extremely beneficial to making sure that your immune system is up to scratch. The other part is going to be looking at certain vitamins. Now, if you understand that during winter, your immune system is going to be not the best, a bit more compromised than in the warmer months, you're going to be wanting to pay attention to a few supplements to help. Now, supplements are exactly that. They're to supplement what you don't get in your diet, all right? I personally take during this time, I'm going to run through my top 3, but I take more of B vitamins. I take more zinc, vitamin C at times as well. They're kind of the big 3. There's others as well. We've got magnesium, we've got fish oil. But we're going to run through B vitamins, we're going to run through zinc, and we're going to run through vitamin C. Now, B6, one of the B vitamins, very important for your immune system. If you are sick, or if you're not getting the best sleep, you're higher stress, there's more stress on your immune system, you're going to burn through vitamin B6, okay? So a B complex is very, very good to help bulletproof your immune system a bit more. Now, you can get a bit, obviously, in a multivitamin. Designs for Health, the practitioner brand of supplements that we use at MPH, they're really good quality. We have a good solid B complex. So if you want to get some vitamin Bs, you can message me on here, or Jess will reply, our assistant, through the My Performance Health page here, if you want any of these supplements, and we can write you a prescription to grab some. But a vitamin B, like if you find you're getting sick often, vitamin B may be something to check out, okay? So getting a good solid vitamin B, I would recommend. I'm just having a look at some studies here that I had. Yeah, so a 2024 study, recent, I was looking for recent ones, the critical roles of various B vitamins on immune system health. So B2, B3, B5, B6, they found that, during the colder months, there was even a more importance, so coming into winter, to emphasize using the B vitamins for your immune system. There was another study done as well with nutrients, but basically showing cofactors, like B vitamins are cofactors for your enzymes, okay, for function. But for your immune system to regulate properly, B vitamins were there to help support that as well. So very simply, we use B vitamins with our clients in our top foundation. Usually we would always recommend a good solid magnesium, fish oil, and a B vitamin. Coming into the winter months, if you're not currently taking them, I recommend grabbing some, whether it's from a pharmacy. Big tip here as well is don't just settle for your supermarket, Woolworths, Coles, kind of Swiss brands. I don't recommend that. That's why I deal with just basically Designs for Health as a brand. But you can go to a pharmacy behind the counter. You've got bioceuticals. You want higher quality vitamins, because you're not what you eat at the end of the day. You are what you eat and absorb. So for any supplements behind the counter at a pharmacy, you want to get a good practitioner brand. Bioceuticals is a great one, or you can get, our practitioner brand ones with Designs for Health or Bioceuticals. All right, so B vitamins is going to be one daily. Very simply, I just take it in the morning each day, or we recommend our clients to take it in the morning. The next one I'm going to be covering is going to be, what do I have? Let's cover zinc. Now, we want to take with zinc, usually no more than 30 meg a day with zinc, taken with food in the morning. So I take my zinc every day in the morning with food. It's going to help bulletproof your immune system. Really good for hormone production and health as well. But one thing with zinc is you definitely want to take it with food. We always recommend take it with food, but we've had clients before where they don't take it with food. You may get a little bit of a sick feeling in your digestive system. So the B vitamins are fine, but the zinc you definitely want to take with breakfast in the morning. I usually recommend it on the first half of the day as well. So more towards, breakfast or lunch. Breakfast just easy to remember. With zinc as well, if you are sick, you can get away with a little bit more. You don't want to go too high with zinc. It affects your copper levels. So you don't want to go too high. It can be not the best for you. So 30 meg is good for most. But if you start to get a bit sick, you can actually get away with a little bit more. So 40 to 60 meg, possibly, right? Same with vitamin C. Vitamin C is easy. It's a water soluble, which we'll cover in a second. But there's going to be an amount you want to take and not exceed in many cases of this. So zinc's pretty good. I take it personally every morning. I take my B vitamins. I take zinc. Once again, we have access with Designs for Health. We want a good picolinate, zinc, or we want a citrate. Foods, I just got a list here of foods. If you want to, like beef's an easy one to get zinc in. I personally have steak every day. Chicken, turkey, you got pumpkin seeds, cashews. For our vegetarian and vegan clients, you've got chickpeas and lentils. All right, easy ways to get zinc in with food. Oysters. But once again, very important to not take too much. We get sometimes the guys out there get very excited that zinc potentially can help does help testosterone, and then they'll start popping all the zinc in the world to try and get their test levels up, but it may not be the best. So limiting it to like I said, around 30, some get away with 60, but you don't want to go too high, okay? In fact, it can weaken your immune system. Anything in excess can cause inflammation and weaken your immune system as well. So zinc's really good. So I recommend the B vitamins. You got the zinc that you can take. And like I said, if you start to get a bit sick, like you've got the flu or a virus, you can actually take a bit more zinc to help during that time. And then the last one we're going to cover is vitamin C. Now, if you are a client of mine or with our team, vitamin C we use quite often, right? When there's someone sick. Now it is a water soluble vitamin. You can have a decent amount. Once again, anything in excess is bad. However, I really like using vitamin C in many cases when there's a sickness or virus. It's water soluble. It helps detox. Meaning, very simply, the way I like to think of vitamin C, it's going to be like a magnet. It's going to float through, grab stuff, and then you're going to excrete it. Okay. So vitamin C, usually I recommend if someone gets sick to have 3 grams per day, which is definitely on the high side. However, you would have 1 gram in the morning, you would have 1 gram during lunchtime, and then you have 1 gram at night because the excretion every 6 hours. Okay. So 3 grams if you are sick, but as a good dose coming into winter, 500 meg up to 1 gram per day, trying to split the dose between morning and night because it is water soluble, can be beneficial. So you've got their B vitamins, you've then covered zinc, and you've got vitamin C. And like I said, if you are sick, you can take a bit more of the vitamin C, a bit more of the zinc, and potentially more B vitamins as well, just to help speed up the recovery a bit more too. But they're kind of my top 3 recommendations that I have, or what I mention our clients to do or recommend our clients to do when they are sick or in the colder months, just to help that little bit more. Like I said, the weather is going to impact, like in your nose, your immune cells. They're not going to be the best at fighting off pathogens. So you are compromised regardless, but you can take these kind of supplements to help or get over things a bit quicker. All right. If you need any of these supplements, please message our team. Like I said, either myself or Jess will reply back, just as our assistant on the Instagram page. And then we can write you a prescription to help, whether you are sick and you want to get over it, or get over it quickly, or whether you just want to, like I said, bulletproof your immune system a bit more. All right. So guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions for me in regards to sickness or inflammation or anything else with health and fitness, please let me know. I'm going to be doing these every Monday. So every Monday, 7 p.m., different topics. I'm going to be asking my team as well every Friday when we do our team meeting of topics of either problems or questions that have come up with our clients or our community. and then I'll be jumping on here to run through those questions. All right, so let me know any questions that you may have. Reach out to us anytime. If you need the supplements, DM. If you want to book a coaching call with our team to see what we can do for your health and fitness goals, please get in touch as well. And yeah, stay healthy and stay fit this winter. And I'll see you all on the other side. Appreciate you.